Hey guys, it's Mrs. Leggett, your favorite teacher. Well, I don't know if that's true, but hopefully we're working on it, right? Okay, today we are going to talk about exponents and powers, and I want you to know that it's not too scary and it's not as bad as you think it will be. So take a deep breath and out and say, I can do this. Écoutez et répétez. I can do this, because you can. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this here, and hopefully it won't fall. The problem is like getting it so that you can kind of see it. Okay, that's part of the ceiling, but that's okay. All right, so when I say exponents, it's when we have a number like this, like a regular number, and then there's that tiny number at the top. So this number up here, that's called an exponent. Exponent. Or a power. And I'll show you what we mean in just a minute. But this big number, that number is the base number. Okay? So base number, exponent, or power. So what we would say is 3 to the 4th power, right? And if you remember what I said last week, that does not mean 3 times 4. This is not 12. This does not equal 12, okay? So that's the number one thing to remember, because kids always forget it and then they get it wrong on a test. So this 3 to the 4th power, you do not just times the numbers, okay? Very important to remember. No, what it means is 3 4 times. And we're not talking about addition, so not 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. It's always multiplication when you have exponents. So 3 4 times, we mean this. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, right? And again, I'm going to show you how to do this, and then I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it. If we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, again, that is not 3 times 4. That's not what that is, okay? It's also not this. Some people do this. They go 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 3 is 9. So that means 9 plus 9 is 18. Also wrong, because you've still done some addition there, right? So instead, we start with the first two numbers, and we go 3 times 3 is 9, and now we're going to times in the next 3. So now it's this 9 times this 3, which is 27, okay? And now the number's getting a lot bigger, right? And now we still have one more 3 that we have to times, so we're going to times that 3 by the 27. And then by the time you get there, it gets a bit harder, because you'll have to actually, I can't do 27 times 3 in my head, can you? If you can, I'm impressed. So if you remember how to do this, and we will go over this again. You don't have to know how to do it very much in this lesson. I'm just going over it. So you start with the bottom number. 3 times 7 is 21. You write the 1, carry the 2, kind of like in addition. And then 3 times 2 is 6. Add that 2 in, 8. So it's 81, okay? I'm going to show you one other way you can kind of calculate it that works too. You can also do it this way. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. But don't add them, multiply them. Now you can do 9 times 9. That also equals 81. Okay, so do you see the difference? If you had done 3 times 4, you would have gotten 12, and if that was on a test, you would have gotten it wrong, okay? Something else to know, when the exponent number is a 2, sometimes we can say squared. So we could either say 3 squared, or we can say 3 to the 2nd power. Okay, so 3 squared or 3 to the 2nd power. But let's say now the little exponent number is a 3. So 3 to the third power, or when it's a 3, you can say cubed. So you can either say 3 cubed, or you can say 3 to the third power, okay? And once again, if I say on a test, okay, you find what the value is, right? Or find the, whatever the multiple, whatever it would equal. You do not go 3 times 3. Never just times these, okay? I'm going to drill that into your head so you guys all know that. But instead, it's 3 times. So it's 3 times 3 times 3. So again, we've got to start with the first two 3s. 3 times 3 is 9. And now we've got one more 3 to times. So 9 times 3 is 27. So that would be your answer. Does that kind of make some sense? We will keep going over it a lot of times so that it makes sense. When your base number is a 10, we're going to have another lesson where we'll go over this. But 10 is easy, okay? And here's why. If you have 10 squared, that just means if you can only do this with a power of 10, you add zeros. So 10 squared, that just means 10 with 2 zeros, or 1 with 2 zeros. So 1 with 2 zeros is 100. If you have 10 to the third power, or 10 cubed, that just means 1 with 3 zeros. So 1, 1, 2, 3. That's 1,000. Now let's do one more. Now let's do 10 to the fourth power, and that just means it's a 1 with 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means it's 10,000. So you put the comma there. Do you see a pattern there? You can only do that with tens, powers of 10. And we'll talk about that more later because it makes multiplication really super easy if things are in powers of 10. Way easy. You guys will get it, no problem. Okay, so sometimes if it says, write this times 9 times 9 times 9. If they say, write this write each product using an exponent, you don't have to times all of these out and find the huge number. What they mean by that is they want you to write it using a base number and an exponent. So our base number obviously is just the 9, and then we count how many times we've times them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 9 to the fourth power. And that would be your answer. You don't have to sit there and times through all of these to find the answer, okay? So when you see that on the homework, remember, they're just wanting you to write the base number and the exponent, okay? But on your homework, if it says this, you've got 3 squared. If it says write each power as a product of the same factor and then find the value, what they want you to do is they want you to first write it out, how it would look like without the exponent. So 3 2 times would look like this, 3 times 3. And then if it says then find the value, you guys know what 3 times 3 is. That answer would be 9, okay? So that's what they mean when they say write each power as a product of the same factor. They mean write it out, and this would be the value. If they say write each product using an exponent, this is what they mean. They want the little number. Okay, we'll do a couple on your homework page so that you feel like I've helped you with a couple of them. So on your homework page, number 1, write each product using an exponent. The first one is 10 times 10 times 10. Now, you don't have to write out what the value is. They just want what it looks like with the little tiny exponent number. So your base number is 10, and how many times do you have it written out? That's going to be your exponent. Okay? That's all you have to do on those ones. Easy, right? Now, on number 3, though, it says, so here's number 3. It says, write each power as a product of the same factor. What they mean is they want you to write this out 7 times, okay? So 3 times 3 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a lot of 3s. And then it says, then find the value. If it says then find the value, guess what you have to do? Dun, dun, dun. You have to times them all, right? And it takes a minute. That is okay because we're practicing multiplication, and that's always helpful because you'll get faster at it. So 3 times 3 is 9. Then another 3 is 27. Let's do it the shorter way. 3 times 3 is 9. Another 3 times 3 is 9. Another 3 times 3 is 9. And then there's one other 3 left over. So now let's do this. 9 times 9 is 81. Always write the little arrows so you remember what you've times. Now you've got 81, you still have a 9, you still have a 3. So 81 times 9, let's do it up here because I don't know I'll do it up here. I don't know off the top of my head. 81 times 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72. That's a big number. So all the way down here, 729, and then we still have to, there's still one more 3. There's still one more 3. So 729 times 3. Can you guys see this? 729 times 3. We'll go over how to do this again. This is how I like to do it. Mr. 3 is going to a party. Okay, he's the guy on the bottom. So at first at the party, he's going to visit Miss 9. So 3 times 9 is what? 27? I'll put the 7 down here. Carry the 2. Now Mr. 3 is going to visit Mrs. 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Add the 2, that's 8. And now Mr. 3 is going to go talk to Mr. 7. So 3 times 7 is 21. So that's the final answer. Look how big that number is. That's because we had 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. If you do want to check it using a calculator and make sure you got the right number, you can. It just takes a minute because you have to times everything together. Okay. And then let's do one more. Let's see. Let's do one more prime factorization. And when it says using exponents, what that means is if you have, for example, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, if this is your answer when you do the prime factorization, the pyramid thing, if that's your answer, they don't want you to write that as the answer. They want you to write, okay, so I've got 3 2s, so I'm going to go 2 to the 3rd power, or cubed, and then I have 1 3. That's what they mean when they say write the prime factorization using exponents. So let's do number 6. We've got 50. Okay. You can use any 2 factors that will times together to equal 50. I'm going to use 10 times 5. Now let's see if we can break these numbers down. Now 5, I happen to know that's one of our prime numbers. I'm going to circle him. But 10, I can do 2 times 5, right? But now I'm looking at 2 and 5. Can I break those down anymore? Or are those prime numbers? They're prime numbers. I'm going to circle them. So now your answer is going to be 2 times 5 times 5. But remember, it said write the prime factorization using exponents. So if you have more than one number, we've got 2 5s here. They don't want you to write it like that. They want you to put the little 2 exponent up here. Does that make sense? Okay, we're almost done here. I was gonna do number 8 with you because it's one of the harder brain builders one. The area of San Bernardino County, California, the largest county in the United States, is about 3 to the 9th square miles. Write this as an expression, and then they want you to find out what it is. Okay, 3 times 3, this is your expression. Expression is just you're writing out the equation, right? The problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm not going to do this for you. It might take you a few minutes. So start with 3 times 3 is 9. Then add in the next 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Then the next 3, and you've got to keep going until you've done all the 3's, right? Again, don't do plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Okay, we have skipped, lesson 2. It was this one where you were folding papers and then punching through them. We're not going to do that. So page number 91, if you did it, you can have extra credit, but I'm not going to have you guys turn it in for credit. So skip 91, and you are doing, for this lesson, you're doing page 97 for Tuesday. Okay, see you later. Bye, guys. Bye.